What's up, Malphas? It's your boy, Malphas May. Not looking so cute today, but still looking clean, looking sexy. And I'm joined with, of course, the one, the only Unico. We've heard the Unico.
Yo, 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 what up? What up? Oh, I just got done. I just got done just taking away all my tissues and stuff, man, because it was a tearjerker.
It was a very dope episode of season 2 of one of our favorite Emmy Award winning now shows, we can say, Joe. Shout out to
Absolutely, man. Hey, man, clap that up. Clap that up. I'm glad all them sisters got up there and got to do their thing, man.
Yeah.
You
Hey,
supposed to
Greg.
clap that up. Quit rubbing your chin, man. You supposed to clap that up. Come on, man.
Hey, listen, my eyes,
You still ain't
my
clapping it
eyes
up,
are
man.
swollen. I'm just trying to look cute.
Damn, you can clap.
Hey, listen. I was trying to download a clapping thing, but it was late. So, and then you called me out before I got into it. So, well, it's uploading, but it's too late now. So we'll have it next time. We'll clap it up for episode 2.
Clap it up.
Yeah, I want to have a whole giant thing coming and all that. So we had that coming, but yeah, it's of course it's development day, Joe.
It's development week,
Yeah, the entire week, development week. This is the week
which
before-
apparently starts on a Sunday
yeah, it's
or
very
the Eagles
strange.
game.
But shout out to them. It's development week. It's the week before the students come to class and the teachers get to have their meetings, get their equipment, get all their stuff. As we know, we're looking for a desk and a ramp for a child who is now in a wheelchair. So that's the tearjerker part of the show.
That's it.
That's at the end had me in my feelings. I ain't gonna lie, I'm strong.
I was in my feelings at the end, bro. Like I was like, man, you know how you ever go to church and you just need to hear something sometimes, and like, but you don't know you need to hear. But then he hit. I never forget one time, man. When I moved to Indianapolis, it was just after James Harden had joined Houston and he scored like over 40 points his first game. Oh, it was just like that. It was just like that. Well, I went to church on that Sunday and I wasn't sure that it was the right thing for me to do. And he said, sometimes you got to go somewhere else to be better. Oh yeah, it hit you right. It hit you right where you need, it hit you right on time, if that makes sense.
Do you hear that thing in the background? I don't make sure you don't.
I don't hear no more.
Okay, I just had to make and I saw it going off, and I'm like, oh, that's gonna be annoying. It's it's by a printer. I'm in my brother's in that little office space right here, so I know the thing is loud, so I didn't want that to be in the way. But yeah, it's a lot to this episode. It's amazing.
Yeah, it was a very good episode. We back with people that I feel like we know so well at this point. So
if you don't know, for those that don't know, the show starts off with everybody's favorite Janine, everybody's favorite teacher. She is, of course, coming off of a breakup, and she was like, it's hard for everybody, but that low down Joe he was hyped with his boy Joe, and I was like, okay, we started with
lean with it, rock with it. He was cool. He was all right with it. He's in Bushwick now. It's cool. Tariq went to Bushwick. He's like, man, damn, that's messed up that we that we gotta break up, but I guess I gotta go to New York. He got in a whip with his homie. Was lean with it. Y'all, these younger folks don't know nothing about lean with it, rock with it, but
Yo, he
I
had
was
a
there.
boat on the top of the car, which is hilarious.
For what?
Are y'all going swimming? Bro, I don't
What?
believe you can swim at all.
And In New York, where do you swim at that long and do those activities? Like what? That don't happen there.
That is true. That is hilarious. We also see Gregory. He is back. Ava. Shout out to Ava for setting up the most amazing school project ever because somehow she got the Philadelphia Eagles game day celebration, lost Janine parking spot to unless you can pay her the money. What's Ava beef with Janine? That's the funniest thing in the world because it's just random beef that she don't even like really have beef.
I don't I don't wanna I don't wanna say this early like this right now, but I do wanna say this. Ava might be kinda jealous of Janine. Something happened with Ava to where maybe she kinda lost her. I don't know. Some we I think we
Like,
might.
how does everybody else keep their parking spot except Janine? She's like, hey, you gotta pay me 54. What?
I mean, she's a line sister. We know that about Ava. She's a line sister. Um, she got the principal job from just catching the superintendent from doing some wild stuff. Call him doing some stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know. I'm I don't know, man. But I think there's something deeper behind this Ava Janine thing.
Yeah.
This might be Vegeta Goku like 2.0 right now, like at this
It's
point.
a beautiful rivalry. It keeps the funny going. But yeah, it's a tailgate. It's a tailgate spot for the school is around the Philadelphia Eagles football stadium. It's up the road, so they're allowing people to park and have their tailgates there as a way for Ava, of course, to like get credited and get some money. You know how
You
she
going
does.
to the school? You going to the schoolhouse to tailgate for Jackson State if it's right down the street, or you going down there?
Not in Jackson.
Okay, yeah, all right. No, not it. Okay, okay, not in Jackson because that probably is a real scam. Like somebody's probably acting like they're the principal and really don't have permission to actually be there. But say we in Nolans. All right, it's a school right down the street from BMW Stadium. You going to that tailgate? I think I would. If I'm going to go to a tailgate, I suppose I would go there because the
Yeah,
kind of guy I am. I always want to support the school.
yeah. NFL one you probably could. Probably they'll probably have a kids there or something. 100%. Let's
Wasn't
show
no
love.
kid,
So
wasn't no kids at that tailgate, and it was at an
I'm
elementary
just saying.
school.
I'm just saying for the normal one would be a tailgate for like some, and it don't have to be kids there because this is like a grown adult event. But I'm just talking about it's something probably for the kids they would do if they did it at school. Like, hey,
It's
we
the
trying to
most
get.
Ava thing. It's the most Ava thing that you could possibly think of, honestly.
Actually, didn't do it for a good reason. Like normally, like we talk about these situations, and I was going over it. I'm like, they'd be like, we need school books. Ava just did it for because she normally, but hey, we have a goal. We need these items, like they did in season one when they was like they were trying to do the TikToks to get the views to get the money lined up. Like that's how they normally would do it. Like we having a fish fry tailgate, just $5. You could get it,
Yeah.
and we can order books for the school.
Yep.
They were like, "No, y'all can just park here, and I can get all the credit."
Yeah.
Yeah, we get a quick rundown of what everybody did. Jacob taught abroad in Peru, of course, took an ASL class. Barbara lost her shoes in an all-inclusive cruise while drunk, of course. Melissa was down the Jersey Shore with Gary, the vending machine guy. And Gregory dove into first grade curriculum since she's now a full-time teacher. He was so proud of that. Yeah.
Yeah. I just man, shout out to Gregory. Such a medium piece in this show. He's like the I don't know what to call him right now, but he's much needed. He's a great dynamic in this show for sure.
He is. So they start off in the gym. They go over their agenda for the year. Ava throws on the screen and she has some thirst traps that are literally on the screen. And she, oh, I turned it off. Hey, y'all, turn it off. For Gregory's benefit, sharing the agenda of the day, which is development week. It's to show what we got on for development week, what we got, all this stuff going on for the week, and what the agendas was. We already stated them, so I don't want to kind of go over them again. Like I said, you have what Barbara and Melissa talking about it won't work. They start to argue among themselves, and we see, like I said, we see Janine is kind of going overboard because if it's in her character to go overboard. It ain't even something new. When she's like sad or something, she just goes completely overboard. Bro, she was like she's drilling this little board to this wall so long. I'm like, bro, it's in the wall, bro. It's good. It's turned off.
Yeah.
Uh, Barbara wants to get a ramp installed. She wants to get a desk for a student who is in a wheelchair, which is like one of the biggest things. And that's basically what this episode was about. We finna just get into the crux of the episode. It was about overcoming struggles to just get a little bit and being appreciative of that little bit. Because you saw it with Barbara, you saw it with Janine, who is like not taking care of herself and skipping parking tickets, 8 of them, because he's like, that's my boyfriend, and I said I'm not gonna pay him no more. I'm like, that's your car. We see it with Gregory, who has a whole board of things he wants to do on his whiteboard. And Barbara was like, how are you gonna get all this done? What if anything happens? If anything happens, your curriculum goes in the toilet. And so she's this is like his thing too. He's trying to learn because he's so excited about being his first year as a teacher. Like, oh, I'm gonna have everything perfect. It's gonna go right. He he told Barbara, "Hey, can you lower this to 2 minutes because I didn't account for more than 2 minutes of talk."
Yeah, man, Gregory is in a spot where, you know, his heart is in the right place. It's just he has a certain way of doing things, and his dad is a very like by the book. I hope that they show an episode because his dad is who plays his dad. Uh, it's not Godfrey. I can't think of his name, man. He's a very famous comedian. But like, I hope they show like where his dad really isn't that strict, and like that's just how he interpreted his dad. And so he's like this by the book guy, this by the book kind of guy. So I'm hoping that happens, and that would be something I want to see down the line. Their relationship, so we can see why Gregory is the way that he is, because we saw in the assembly that he's like, what is Gritty? Who is this? Who is this mascot? I don't understand. He doesn't make sense. Like if I have a landscaping business, then a bush as my mascot makes sense. And he's always trying to make sense of things, that's a part that I was able to like kind of build onto him too as well. You know what I mean? So big ups to that part of it, and him trying to figure out how to stop being in his rigid ways and just try and just live, man. Stuff is gonna happen, bro. You got to account for those things. And him and Barbara had a very intense conversation about that. And Barbara was like, listen, what happens when one of your kids gets sick for a few days? What happens when that sickness spreads to the class? So now you're missing a whole bunch of kids in the class and everybody's falling behind. What do you do then? You have to be able to be flexible. Keep your head on a swivel, if you will. And they trying to teach these young teachers. And I like that.
Kid that she mentioned too.
No, hey, you got such and such coming this year. I had him last year. He gets very excited. He is a nosebleed. That takes away from your time with the rest of the class because you got to handle that. You ain't gonna let his nose bleed, right? So it's just like the developmental week was really shaping what this particular season is going to be about. Is now you kind of have everybody has like their metric and where they're trying to go, their center. They got all that. You good, bro? You straight? Okay, I was making sure, man. Like you had some allergies or something going on. I don't know. You got some bad news. You straight? You good?
Oh, no, I'm good. It just has.
Okay, all right. You know, we got to check on our people, man, because it's developmental week. So, yeah, man, I just think that this is like it just built the frame rate because we're talking about Miss Shementi. We know about Miss Shementi. We know that she got a lot of stuff going on outside of work, but she's got to take on third grade now. She's got a second and third grade split. Me personally, I was in the third, fourth grade split. Honestly, I don't even know how. All right, I'm gonna tell you how I made it because my teacher knew I was smart enough when I was in third grade to push me over to the fourth grade side of things. So that was that part. I made it through, but I don't know how Miss McOwen did it.
As you said, Melissa, she has to go through her thing. She has more kids. She has to deal with how to maneuver around because the school district didn't have enough. Was it third graders for the class, so they had to move them with her?
Because I think it was a whole bunch of gifted and talented at the school up the road.
Yeah,
So then they had to bring the other students, to Abbott.
yeah. Shout out to so she had to learn how to deal with that, and that's gonna probably be a theme throughout the season because they didn't really touch on it a lot. They showed it when they got off the bus from that school and
Uh-huh.
came over, and we see that situation. So, we also see, the janitor is hilarious by the way. He be cussing Gregory and them out. He brought Joe. He brought. She like, I need a new desk for the class. He brought a whole lunch table.
He said, "Will this work?"
Like, sorry, that is from the cafeteria.
And
That
it
was
already has benches attached to it. Didn't George have them when you was in elementary school? Like them long tables that they take down and put like this, and they already got the benches attached to them. So what the handicap boy was supposed to go to the end of the table?
what I was like. He was just gonna bring this gigantic table that wouldn't fit
Yeah,
nowhere else. And because the way they desk set up is like they all like together and they already have the built-in desk. It's not like when we were little Joe, you had the desk, you had the big old metal desk. You put in you get a chair, or you don't need a chair. Nowadays, it's like the chair attached to the desk and it's like a line now. So that's how they
yeah.
like their classes is made. So she was looking for a desk so he could just roll up to, just like the old school. Which is why at the end of the episode, shout out to Gregory after he figured out everything might not be perfect, but just the little things matter. Because Janine, we gonna go over Janine, then we gonna go into Barbara, then we gonna go into Gregory where he figured out. But Janine found out quickly that if you go and try to pretend like everything okay, it's not. And the parking ticket thing just set her off, Joe. She was like, she started kicking the car, gritty like, poor Janine.
So they put a boot on her car because of the unpaid tickets, and she tried to drive on it, and everybody told her don't do it. She did it. That was the breaking point. Like man, she's not stable. Honestly, if I'm an administrator and I see that,
If you try to drive on a boot, you are not stable at all. I don't know.
what you
That
teach again, third grade?
yo,
I
I
don't
don't,
know. I
I don't
don't
know if you know
know.
what a boot do. You might well get a whole new. You gotta fix a lot.
You
I think that
you
might strip the inside of the tire out, so you might can't even just put another tire on. You have to fix that whole thing.
you a motor of minds, and you ain't got you ain't got it together yourself. Like you can be a good teacher and be crazy, because trust me, I've had those teachers. But I don't know, man. Hey, Janine ain't. I'm. I if I'm a parent and I know that my child is going into her classroom and I see that, I don't know, man. What would you
Shout out to
do?
Jacob. Shout out to Jacob because Janine also is on the eviction list.
And Jacob is blunt now. He's mad blunt. He
That's
see
in the last season. He don't care.
so we just a quick breakdown of what happened there. There was a scene where it's like, he's trying to teach ASL, American Sign Language, because I believe he's going to have a deaf student in his class. But he went the extra mile. He went the extra thousands of miles to to go learn this, and for his student, was it Amaya, something like that. But at any rate, he goes down. He goes all the way down there just to learn just for his student. And then the goal was, he was like, Janine, I need somebody who's never heard of it before to act like they never heard of it before, for us to do a demonstration in class, because that's the kind of teacher he is. Love him as a teacher. I'd love to have him as a teacher, by the way. And and then he sees an email pop up like, hey, what's going on with this email? The one where your rent is due and it's 3 months late. What's up with that? And then the next email that came in sounded like it came from a mob boss. Like, no, don't forget, I know where I live. I know where you live because I own the properties. So she said no more extensions as well. So she's been trying to ask for extensions on payments and all that stuff. And then she also revealed that they split the rent 80-20.
That dude a bum.
That dude is
Tarika's
a
up.
mad bum, bro. Like, man, that dude is a mad bum. You get it. Let me say this right now. Let me talk about Janine, if you don't mind. Cass is tripping, man. When you get a good woman, you supposed to do the best that you can to make it work in them situations, man. I'm trying to tell you. When you in them situations with a good woman that's trying to make it helps you out, you're supposed to do the best that you can. bruh, I'm not trying to sound like no hater. But y'all bum niggas, man, y'all gotta go and y'all ladies gotta hold. Y'all got yeah, they talk crazy about us on Twitter all the time. Ladies talk crazy about men, black men on Twitter all the time. If you raise the bar and don't go for that bullshit, maybe dudes will too. I'm just throwing that out there.
You see Gregory trying to shoot his shot, and he the most put together dude I ever seen, even though it's to an insane extent.
I wonder if they will really work because like he's so rigid and like she's like the bills got to be paid on time and she's used to getting dude to pay on time or to at least do his part, whatever that part that she gives him. She does that, but like Gregor would be like, he might start getting on her like, hey, I mean, I know when you get paid, we get we get paid at the same time. Why are we off on this or this needs to go to this? He might kind of be maybe possibly potentially maybe a controlling kind of guy, but we can see from Barbara's daughter, who is very eccentric, that he's kind of a just go along with his girl kind of thing, even though he's not exactly happy. So I don't know what kind of relationship they would have.
It's interesting. They've been hitting at it. Even at the end of the episode, they hit it heavy.
It makes sense the way they're building the show. Like they should have a relationship, but I don't know if it's really one that's could it work?
I won't mind if it's just a ploy to trick us into believing that it's gonna be there, and then it's kind of not. So, but
because it'd be cliche. It would be very cliche if they get together.
Time to talk about Greg and Barbara. They had two conversations. She's trying to teach him as an older teacher because that's what her and Melissa does. They try to teach the younger teachers how to like move and how to like interact. And then you see them trying to learn new stuff. So that's what this show been in the first season. Looks like it's gonna be the second season. I'm teaching you how to handle certain situations that you, Janine and Gregory, and even to a extent Jacob, not used to. But then y'all help us learn some newer stuff. So it's like a give and take. You're trying to tell people, hey, listen, you can learn from each other as teachers, which I think is very dope on this show. That was my favorite part of the first season, and that you've seen Barbara and them learn TikTok somehow. But you see how she also teaches Janine how not to overdo and everything. So in this episode, she's teaching Gregory, listen, I know you're excited. You got all these plans, but life don't happen like that. And by the end of the episode, he is breaking down because he sees Janine break down. He sees the situation he didn't foresee that took all this time, and now he's a week behind on his module, and that he don't know how he's gonna start the school year. And shout out to Barbara, Miss Barbara. I call her Miss Barbara. She like that. Like remember,
Emmy award winning with a beautiful song at the Emmys, by the way. Hello.
And she hits him with that truth. Listen, I wanted a desk. We couldn't find it, but I got a ramp. And I'm appreciative that he can actually get up them steps easy. And I can figure something else out for the desk. Shout out to Gregory for actually doing what the janitor, who is the funniest dude in the show, but he is like, I'm not doing it. Hey, dude called him about the fire extinguisher replacement. And he said, I'm always here to help people. And some dude said, hey, can we get a fire extinguisher replaced? He's like, nope.
Let me check on that. No.
My man said he ain't doing no hard work. I will take something from the cafeteria. But Gregory went down into the basement and found a desk. He didn't even have to look hard, so I don't know what the janitor was looking at.
He's definitely the most well versed in this whole like bro has so many jobs. Kids go on a field trip, I'm babysitting. The lights don't work, I got a system for the electricity. People got an issue in the district because they put his number in there apparently for like a whole bunch of like important things that people need. They just put his number in there, and it's connected to his cell phone. OG like telemarketer joint, and he's the guy when you're trying to get with the school board. And they talking about like the plight of schools. Like I wonder, are they taking a real direct shot at Philadelphia public schools?
I think it's just school system in total.
Or okay, so it's not. You don't think it's being specific? Because I will say, I think that teachers do go through a lot. I know plenty of teachers. And you were a teacher yourself, and then like sometimes you feel like you had everything you need, and
I get to do what I get to do. I'm straight in the online, so I just take online stuff. So
so you ain't
people.
worried about having enough pencils for people.
Oh no, man. Hey, just do this. Just have this project. Do it the end of the week, and that's it. It's gonna be on based on digital media. So y'all always on Facebook anyway. So have a Facebook media kit set up and with
How
your
about your curriculum?
that's what it is. It's simple. It was digital media. I ain't even doing it this year, but last year it was like, oh, this how you talk on a podcast. This how you respond. This how you interact. Um, we don't even do it on this show how I did it, but that's from radio that I learned that. But teachers, honestly, they usually don't have enough books. Things get sprung on them at any time. My mom's a teacher. My brother's a teacher. Well, he's not a teacher. He's an administrator. My mom's a teacher. Well, he used to be. He's now at Bailey's. And he's teaching the administrators how to do administrative work. My cousins, teachers, everybody. So they do have a lot to go through. They have a lot of different things they have to account for that you don't think about. And then, the problem is a lot of these parents literally, literally want them to raise their kids too. Like, if man, why you once you learn about these kids' struggles and then you learn what they go to, you be like, this is insane. And you
Yeah.
want this kid who you messed up to be parented by me when I got 30 other kids, and like 5 or 10 of them want the same thing. I'm talking about their parents be on all kind of drugs, everything. They just be like, and the kid be messed up, and they just send them to school, and then I gotta try to raise them, and I'm like, that's why. And then the same thing with the janitor. The janitor, the custodian got one dude who do everything. You got this. That's an old black man thing too. The little system and electricity that don't work that nobody else can figure out because you kind of didn't do it right. Old black
Work
men
for
do
you.
that. Yeah.
Let's
But if
let's
you
get on.
like, if he dies, Joe, unfortunately, it's not. But if he passes away, they are messed up.
Oh, it's gonna be a multi-million-dollar project to make it to where somebody can walk in and turn the lights on.
You know what I'm
They
saying?
went like all he's been doing is keeping it together the best that he can over all these years with zero help. Like I gotta cross this wire to make this wire make this classroom do this. Like you just have to make do with what you got, and that's what a lot of this episode was about, was making do with what you got. You know. But we can't get onto this if you don't mind me jumping into the relationship aspect of between Janine's. Like she tried to try to mask it by appearing strong and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, the advice was given like, yo, you don't just hide from it. You don't just go around it. You got to go through this type of stuff. And you at the beginning, yes, you probably miss your mans. You've been with them since high school. Now you're a full grown adult. And that relationship was kind of not kind of, but you were used to that toxic. You're used to that kind of toxic. And now it's kind of weird. And you trying to do the best that you can to be an adult. But at the end of the day, like you gotta figure out how to do things yourself. But at the same time, like you got to be able to accept help too. And stop appearing so strong all the time. Like people understand if you're going through something, you're going through something. Now you shouldn't come into work crying every day. No, not at all. But when things are affecting you in your life, you should be able to reach out and tell people, I need help. I need this kind of support. I need that. I want that kind of support from my people. Um, I understand there is a level of professionalism you should have as a teacher for sure. I get that stuff, man. But um, I just think that
He was trying to
when
get
it
gritty out was and picking the wrong day because she's not focused on what day he was
she's
supposed to
not
be on.
focused, and she said, "I'm only focusing on this school year," but you're not all the way focused. Things are going to come out. Some things are going to happen out of place. You know what I mean? And just thinking about breakups in general, I think that she was given some very sound advice. Go through it, live it, feel it. You'll work it out. But the best thing to do is to face it. Handle your business.
And we're about to end, but I want to make sure I want to.
That's the end of the show. Actually, that was the end
Yeah,
of the episode.
yeah, and like I said, Gregory found the ADA compliant desk and he brought it to her, so she got the ramp and the desk. which is beautiful. And I don't want this episode didn't have men a lot, but Jacob putting in all that effort on a teacher's salary
He
to
got a
get.
sneakerhead boyfriend though, so you know he might be selling like Jordan 19s for like $5. You feel me? Like,
But seeing him give all that effort when he don't probably could give minimum effort for that one deaf student in his class is commendable. I just want to do that before we get on.
it is. And also what's commendable is that Gregory, somebody who is a person that loves what do you want to call it? What's it called? Every single day you do the same thing. Structure. He loves structure. And he noticed that Janine put that part to the other side this season. He noticed that. And that's what we started the episode off with is like, yep, I changed my part to the other side. He's the first one to notice.
But this is a great episode. This will be, we will do this as you see at the bottom of the screen every Thursday. I'll have a bit different background. This is my power background. I will have like a school back behind us.
Are we done with green screens?
For some of it, not all of it. We still use OBS for screen. We still, you know, we still got see. We got the what's 99 news. We use the green screen for.
Okay, cool. Cause we know I noticed like in the last few episodes that we've been using an updated program to make us look good for you. No green screen. I was like, I didn't want to just sit up here and just have a green screen behind me. So here we are. Personality, all Unico Williams, Spider-Man, My Hero Academia, Star Wars. That bum Batman just had a bad day. Red Dead Redemption map. We out here, man. So, hey, we going to keep coming with these reviews. And matter of fact, we got another one coming up for you for our Star Wars fans. Speaking of which.
Yeah, I'm not going to put that every Thursday for Star Wars. That will be on Wednesdays. It just, they had 3 episodes and I was sick, so.
Oh, yeah, we had to binge watch. So, and it was like 45 minutes a piece. I watched
3 episodes. Like Disney, I don't know when y'all started doing 3 episodes, but Abbott Elementary, again, one more time, will be every Thursday.
Emmy winning.
Yes. So, Joe, where can they find you?
You can find me at unicowilliams.com. Sober. We're doing a good job nowadays. Also, all those roads lead to me.
Yeah. You can find me in the link tree below, podcast, merch, books, all of that. Just hit that link tree. And if you like Andor, you can find us in a minute on the same page, literally right after this show, talking about the first 3 episodes. We're not gonna go into full detail like we did this one because we'll next week on next Wednesday. So be here for that. Tomorrow, of course, we have Friday Night Lights with Unico Williams.
Oh, who's playing tonight, by the way?
Friday Night Lights. So we're gonna talk about that.
Maybe some football tonight.
Thursday Night Football starts soon. I don't know on Amazon. But like I said, Friday Night Lights with Unico Williams. And then I will do Ring of Power right before that. So I will have a Ring of Power episode. And then after that, I will have the show with Tori where we do wrestling. So I do 3 shows a day, Frank. So
Steelers versus Browns.
That's a decent game. They both play with us.
Ugliest game I've ever seen at this point, I think.
Jersey was, bro.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Hey, Andor coming right up.
I appreciate y'all. If you love Star Wars, join us. I appreciate y'all. We're about to get out of here. Peace.